I don't know why, but this year a lot of kids have been having trouble with the funky Caravaggio um, snapshot understanding on how that works. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the first assignment that asks for that, which is 102 in the analysis of art. So you're going to take a look at this, you're going to read it. If you look at anything that has blue on it, it's either you can look at it, you get a definition, you get something. You click on the little things, you get a closer up picture of things. Okay, so then I'm going to go to 2. All right, so now this is the recipe of art analysis using Da Vinci's Last Supper. So when you click on these, it talks about line and shape. So how are you going to apply this worksheet? All right. So when they're asking you about the formal elements of something, they're asking you about the elements of art. So you got line and shape, you have color. So it tells you what color will do and why. It talks about your light and shadow, your values. You got space. Okay, you got your motion, pattern, texture, your 2D. So it tells you about what it's made out of. You're talking about if you have a sculpture and it's a 3D media, what are they making out of? These are what they are, and then how does that work within this definition of art? You got your proportions and your scale, and then composition. And it talks about all those things. What it doesn't talk about is the symbolism on this one, which would be down further in the Caravaggio. All right, so this goes and gives you an overview of the actual worksheet. So if you click OK on here, and then go through here, and it's going to tell you what does it want us to look at, and then it tells you what they want. How is the artist use of formal elements? So that's what we just discussed. That's what all those that list was. All right. So now if you're looking at your Caravaggio, which means content, now you're looking at the subject, symbolisms, and that's all right. So symbols include the knife Peter holds and the bag of money Judas holds. It doesn't say anything about the salt, and the salt's sort of important in that. So you might want to look that up. Is it realistic? Yes, it's realistic. So you can see that you don't have to have a book on this, but on the other hand, you have to be able to answer this fairly understandably. All right, your function. Flips mean function. Why was it created? Who was able to see or use the work? You know, is the work made of rare, expensive materials? And then has the artist manipulated the shapes of our emotional response to the image? All right. So, and then you got 2, which is tradition. So what traditions or cultures are impacted, a similar influence. So it was a public subject for hall decorations during the High Renaissance. So if you think of dining hall, they're eating, Last Supper, they're eating. So you can see the correlation there. All right. Rituals and activities. It shows a religious ceremony of the communion. So this is your first communion, or it's believed to be your first communion. So patron, who made it, who was the artist, who was it made for? So it was painted by Da Vinci, but it was intended for the mausoleum of Duke Ludovico. All right, and there was a bunch of crests above the mural. So that was Da Vinci's patron, was the Duke, and so he painted it for him in his dining hall, basically. And then your song, which is your setting. Where was it created? When was it made? What's the style? So you need to understand all those things and understand, or at least you're learning to understand those things. So now you're getting to the actual assignment. All right. Now when you're looking at instructions, anytime you see these, you want to click on them. And again, there's your AP Art History document. So you can always find it somewhere. And if you look, there it is right there. All right, this is important. You need to have this. If they are giving you an assignment asking you for the Funky Caravaggio Flips to Picasso song, all right, this is what I'm expecting for you to go through and to use. If If you go to the bottom, you can see you can print it, save it, and open it as a PDF. And then you make it go away. You use your snapshot document. This is your worksheet, people. It's a worksheet. Copy it, paste it, rewrite it, I don't care. But this, I'm expecting to see you analyze something that's funky and then give me the answers to the questions. Content, same thing. Function, same thing. I do not expect to see an essay for these. I do not want to see an essay for these. I will give you a 0 and ask you to redo it if you give me an essay for these. Here's your print and here's your save, so you can print, download this, and print it. Again, if you're trying to put it in your Google file or something, that's fine. If you want to try to copy and paste it into a Google Doc, you can do that, or you can retype it into a Google Doc. I don't care, but I expect to see this format. All right, and then when you look at this again, you're going to get the instructions again. So it says, use the funky Caravaggio flips to Picasso songs to research the following work. And you go into AP Art History Framework number 7, Jade Kong, which was made in Langzhou, China, carved. And then you're going to use your snapshot document to research and analyze your formal qualities. So it means you go in here and you can find number 7. As soon as it comes back up, sorry. I'm not downloading this because I've downloaded like all over the place. All right, so you're looking at West and Central Asia. I'm thinking that's where that is. And see, it goes in and tells you. Let's see if I got the right spot for the Jade Kong or not. Nope. Give me a second. Let's go back here. This is image number 7. All right, let's go back and find image number 7. It's 138. That's Roman. 7, right here. See that? Number 7. So now you can see it and stuff. Now let's look at how are you going to research it. All right. Go into Google, do a search on the thing. And look at that, wrong thing. Because it actually went into the wrong thing there, sorry. Let me go back here. Look up Jade Kong. And copy it. Paste it into Google. And oh my gosh, you got many, many things. The first thing you have is Khan Academy. Khan Academy is an alternative text that you can use, or a text I like you to use alongside of this, because it tells you many, many things. You also have Smart History, which is another one. Almost everything in Khan Academy is from Smart History. So you can go through this. The thing about Smart History is that it's a little bit higher writing than Khan Academy is. So it's more of a college, older high school, college text. All right? But it's going to tell you about it. Look at all this information you have on Kong is right there. All right? And what they are. If you want to go further, they got more things. And if you want to look at things, there you go. Now you have visual things that you can look at here too. So do your research, which you need to do your research, or it doesn't make any sense of you working on this stuff, right? And then you can write the answers to this, all right? If we're looking at, again, if you're looking at the Khan Academy, which I have in the thing, in your, as a sheet there. See, again, same thing. Right there, you can see it's a little bit easier to write. A lot of the same information, it's bigger, and it's a little bit simplified for you guys. All right? If you want to see it, you can go to the British Museum and see it. You can also look on that, and you can see what people have commented on and discussions on this. And see what else can you think. You can see a larger picture here. So people go in and they go, and I didn't find it, but that's all right because that was an old comment. So find the information. You need to do some research. You need to use your snapshot document. I do not want to see an essay for this. I want to see this. All right? All right, so that should get you through the understanding of what I want for this funky Caravaggio assignment stuff. And you're going to see that quite a bit. And the reason you got those is because they really want you to understand how to analyze something you don't know what it is. Because you're not going to know everything. You don't know out of those 400 or 500 pieces of art in that document what you're going to get in that college paper. So you have to be prepared to analyze it on your own.